Now what is going on YouTube? It is Bully bringing y'all a brand new video for you guys today. All the meta loadouts have changed and I got the current meta loadouts for y'all currently. Now make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell and follow my social medias down below. I don't want to waste no more time because I know what y'all here for. I know I got y'all. So let's get straight up into these 5 class setups. Now we're gonna make this pretty much quick, but there is a lot of attachments that we have to go through with this armor gear. The armor gear, like I said, is the best SMG as a whole. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight up into class setup because there's a lot of attachments. Now starting off with the muzzle, we have the recoil booster because we do need more recoil with this gun. The more recoil on this gun just shoot too fast to stress through armor, etc. For the barrel, make sure you put in the emerito, if that's how you pronounce it. For the flinch resistance, recoil control, bullet velocity, and the scope sway or gun bob, make sure it just makes it a little bit more steady. Not even a little bit, a lot. But on the barrel, it's the same thing. For the reduced scope sway, we don't really care about the aim, walk, and steady movement speed, or etc. Now for the magazine, it did get touched. This magazine do make your gun a lot slower, so make sure you just substitute it for the 42 round mag, which is the safest pick for the armor gear. Now for the ammunition, I am running lengthen. For the rear grip, I am running groove. For the recoil control, I'm running perk 1. I have it as steady for also the ADS fire and move speed, so that way when I'm strafing I can hit more shots. For the perk 2, I am running quick, so that way you can make the gun 8 times faster than what it is. For the stock, I am running this for the ADS speed and the initial firing range or firing recoil. Don't really worry about the sprint to fire time. You don't telling me you wouldn't realize it. And then for the slate reflector, this is the best gun, best reticle for any gun, honestly, in Vanguard or Vanguard guns, especially SMGs. So I just put this on because I just absolutely love it because it's personal preference. Now that's pretty much it for the armor gear class setups. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with that information. Let's get straight up into the next class setup. Now let's get this straight. As a whole, this Blixen, everybody going to be asking for updated Blixen class, and I got y'all right now without wasting any more time. Starting off with this SMG again, we do have the recoil booster. For the fire rate, we have, as a whole, SMGs in this game, it have to be a fire rate meta. If it's not fire rate within the SMG is absolutely horrible. So make sure you put in a recoil booster for the fire rate. For the barrel, they did nerf this barrel, making it a little too bad. Not even a lot, a little too bad. The most you could do is go to the whatever the birdstone, whatever. But the cost of 17 is the most go-to when it comes to this gun. For the underbarrel, I am running the SG98 compact for the recoil control. For the Garinko magazine, make sure you just leave this on for the 54 round magazine because it's absolutely perfect. The only thing that they're going to be moving is the headshot damage. You don't really care about that. For the ammunition, make sure you put on the lengthen for the bullet velocity. For the rear grip, we are running fabric grip to make the gun ADS speed and recoil control. Not even recoil control, a little bit recoil control, but only for hip fire. But the movement speed, we're making it fleet and quick for perk 1 and perk 2. That's basically just movement, self-explanatory. For the stock, we are running no stock for movement speed and ADS time as a whole. And then like I said, the point still remains. The reticle as a whole will forever be slate reflector, because slate reflector just as a whole just the best reticle known to man when it comes to Vanguard SMGs. Now that's pretty much it for the season 5 updated season 5 Blixen class setup. Now let's get straight up into the next gun. Now one gun I was not expected to be doing is the Grot. The Grot actually got buffed in this season, which is absolutely crazy to me. It got damage buff. I already love the Grot. You already know I love the Grot as a whole on this channel. This Grot is a fan favorite on this channel, and the fact that I got a buff go absolutely crazy. So we're gonna make it pretty much quick with this class setup too. It's 5 class or 5 attachments, not really all the 20 attachments that comes with it, but we're gonna make this one quick. So let's get straight up into it. All right, now for the Grot, we're gonna make it pretty much quick. For the muzzle, make sure you put on monolithic suppressor for the damage range and sound suppression. We are using this as an AR, not an SMG, so make sure you stay intact with this one. This is the best muzzle when it comes for just AR builds as a whole. For the Archangel, or for the barrel, make sure you put on the Archangel because this is also the best barrel as a whole when it comes to using this as an AR. This did get buffed as an AR, so I recommend y'all putting this or using this as an AR, not as SMG, but you know, that's personally just me. Now for the underbarrel, make sure you put on Commando 4 grip for the recoil stabilization and the aim and stability. Lowers down the movement speed, but it don't really matter about that because you know you always get something back, I'm telling you. And then for the magazine, make sure you put on the 50 round mag and not the 60. The 60 makes you move a little bit tad bit slower, and I just pull out the 50. The 50 movement speed, we are not using this as an SMG, we are using this as an AR, so you don't really need that much movement speed, but I don't want to be slower than that, like more than what I am right now. Now for the laser, for the laser and optic is go hand in hand. If you don't want to use an optic, you could put on an attack laser, but if you do want to put on the optic, make sure you put on a 3 times scope. And then when you put on 3x scope, take up the laser. And then for the reticle, make sure you put it on T-pose. This combination right here as a whole, you could take up the object, put on laser. It's all personal preference. Sometimes I switch it up, but you know, it's depending on the day or the video that I'm making. Now, other than that, that's pretty much it for the Grot class setup. Make sure if y'all are still in tune, we got more weapons. Comment down below what other weapons you want me to consider inside this top 5, and let's get straight up into the next gun. Now for this Cold War MP5 as a whole, it's a little bit of a curveball, yes, but this gun still dominates as a whole when it comes to just loadouts as a whole. This gun have been fastest moving. It's a lot of things that this gun actually still performs, and which is absolutely crazy due to the current meta. But yeah, we're gonna make this pretty much quick also, so let's get straight up into the class setup. Okay, now for the muzzle, make sure you put on agency suppressor. We do not need sound suppression because this gun lacks damage range, so make sure you put this on for the vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. We are not using no barrel, so that way we are able to use the iron sights right there. As you see it, we are not using this for long range, more medium range here and there, but mainly close range. Now for the barrel, make sure you put on the bruiser grip for the movement speed and hip fire accuracy. As a whole, this is a plus as a whole. Now for the laser, I am rocking the mounted flashlight for the movement speed. Double down on the movement speed because we like our guns fast and fire rating. Is either one or the other. It got to be fast or as fast as fire rating. So for the magazine, I am rocking the 40 round mag, but usually I rock the 50 round mag, but it's all personal preference. I usually swap from this to the 40 or sometimes to the 50, but it's all personal preference. But in this one, mainly I do be rocking the 40 now. Now for the rear grip, I usually run a serpent wrap, or I would not use a rear grip as a whole, and then I just put on no stock for the maximum amount of movement speed. But sometimes I just want to switch it up, so it's also personal preference. But the safest pick as a whole will be the serpent wrap. I know a lot of people cannot control recoil control and etc. So movement, so serpent wrap will be the best thing, or the most, I would say, recommended pick for me for a lot of people because of the recoil control. Other than that, this is the MP5 class setup, and let's get straight up to the last gun that a lot of people have been waiting for. Let's get straight up into it. Now you're gonna have to take this with a grain of salt. A trusted source other than Jaga have made this class setup. One thing, I cannot get inside Vanguard to actually show the class setup or tell you what it specifically does, but I will be reading it off one by one. Yeah, of course, see it right now. The trusted source J guy, I'm not sure, Warzone meta loadouts, I'm not sure if y'all know them on Twitter. They basically tweet out the buffs, nerfs, and everything above when it comes to just as a whole, just like meta changes and etc. So we're gonna make this pretty much quick and pretty much efficient. For the muzzle, we are using the TLL disc trim. But on the barrel, we are using the iron ion whatever hand stop, I'm guessing, for the recoil control. For the magazine, the DIM-X circuit battery, I'm guessing that's for make sure it don't get overheated. For the rear grip, we are using hatchet grip. I'm guessing that is for just recoil control. Steady for the proficiency. In the kit, we are using on hand. For the stock, they are using AC steady mass. I'm guessing that is for recoil control. Also, the barrel, the palm beam condenser. Don't know why it's called that. That is a long extended clip name. And then for the optic, we are running the SVT-PU scope, the 3 to 6 times scope, which is absolutely crazy because that scope is absolutely fire as a whole. Now that is pretty much it for the video. Make sure you all leave a like, squad, if you're new. 100 likes and I will post another one this season. Other than that, I'm out. Make sure you enjoy the rest of the day and make sure you enjoy season 5. Peace.